With this most recent cour of Bleach all wrapped up in a spectacular finale, might I add, it's now time to look forward and ask, what's next? What exactly can we expect from Tite Kubo and Period Films? This is, after all, the final season / cour of the 1,000-Year Blood War, and with how things ended in my last words, it's clear that whenever the next episode drops, it'll start with an absolute bang, and then hopefully, as the season progresses, we'll continue that momentum all the way through. But hopes aside, in this video what I will be attempting to do is answer the question of what we can expect, without spoiling things from the manga. I haven't actually read this particular arc in the manga, meaning a lot is still a mystery to me. However, I have played Bleach Brave Souls before, and that game started covering all of the 1,000-Year Blood War before the anime was ever announced, so I am definitely aware of some things. But for the sake of this video, I am only going to be talking about what I feel has been explicitly hinted at through these 3 cours, and the promotional material that Period themselves have dropped about Bleach. Now, with all that said, let's dive into this. The first thing we can definitely expect from Bleach's final season is top-tier animation. This point is probably the most obvious considering the changes the studio made to deliver cour 3, but when I say top-tier animation here, I mean animation that will be superior to any and everything the 1,000-Year Blood War has given us so far. Based on prior knowledge of how jam-packed and crazy the events that take place in this final cour will be, the only way to truly do the content's justice is to go above and beyond. Most of the Bleach community, myself included, were very surprised at the fact that Gerard, when he took his giant form, was not a CG model. He was animated in 2D like the rest of the characters, and if they're going to keep him that way for however many episodes he's around, then I must reiterate for what goes down with that character, the animation must go above and beyond. Now, I don't know if it's possible because I'm not aware of the schedules of the people that work in the animation industry, but if possible, I'd really love to see Period go out of their way to hire some animators that worked on Attack on Titan. Arafumi Imai would be a great pick, as well as Atsunozaki? Sorry, by the way, if I mispronounce any of the names in this video, and also just on the channel in general, that's a blanket statement. Blanket apology. And I can't remember or find the name of the guy who did it, but get whoever did the scene where Flock attempts to launch that missile from the rooftop. I think it might have been Vincent Charizard? I'm not entirely sure, but even if it wasn't Vincent, you know what? See if you can get him too. He does incredible work literally wherever he goes. JJK, One Piece, etc. Regardless of who they can actually get though, it's with great confidence when I say this final season will be the peak of animation for modern day Bleach. Mark my words. Moving right along to the next thing we can absolutely expect to see, and that is more Bankai. Specifically from Toshinori Hitsugaya and the one and only Ichigo Kurosaki. To talk about the latter for a moment, ever since his training with Squad Zero, Ichigo's Bankai has been noticeably absent from all of his battles. And I say noticeably because if you've ever seen Bleach before, you'd know that at basically the start of every fight he ever goes into, the Bankai is the first thing to come out. That or it gets a Getensho. But after cour 2 came and went, and after cour 3 came and went, his Bankai is still nowhere to be seen. Which obviously means Kubo was saving it for something big. What that could be, I have no idea. However, I am actually aware of what the Bankai looks like, and I'm also aware of another thing that also goes down with Ichigo that's pretty cool. And obviously, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I won't say what those things are here, but funnily enough, a pretty big game released not too long ago that is the main reason behind my knowledge of said things. That game being Jump Force, if you don't know. Now, when it comes to Hitsugaya, Period, for whatever reason, actually decided to spoil what comes next for this character. 3 years ago, in the official Jump Fest trailer for the 1,000-Year Blood War, there is a fully animated clip of Toshinori Hitsugaya's new Bankai. Well, I say new Bankai, but to keep with the running theme of the video, while I do know about this form, I'm unaware of how he attains it, if it even is a Bankai, or if it's something entirely different. I'm just completely in the dark on the details. But hey, adult Toshinori will appear in Cour 4, confirmed by Periat 3 years ago. Speaking of Soul Reapers, though, after the finale of Cour 3, what we are basically guaranteed to see in this upcoming Cour is some visored action. Finally, after 40 episodes, when we're down 15 in the fourth quarter, these bums decide now is the opportune time to actually try. Jokes aside, though, these group of characters are probably the most confusing in the entire show or manga or whatever. I'm not sure if Kubo just had no idea what to do with them or they were the last thing on his mind when crafting this arc, but outside of Shinji activating his Bankai, which was really cool and really awesome to see, and messing with Bambi while Smooth Jazz was playing in the background, the Visored's performance as a whole has been laughably painful to watch. We're not even gonna talk about what Superstar did to those two former captains. Well, now current captains, but we're not gonna talk about it, okay? And you know what, just to add one more small note here, not a single Visored throughout this entire arc has even bothered to use their Hollow Mask until right now. Which goes back to my point about them being confusing because I thought Quincy's were supposed to be weak to hollows. But, better late than never, I guess. All of them have masked up, and they did all mask up in a pretty cool sequence, so you know, that kind of almost makes up for the lack of the masks throughout these past 3 cours. Continuing on that idea of waiting for characters to do something, the next thing we can expect is for Aizen to actually do something as well. His entry back into the story was certainly something to be happy about. Kubo absolutely did him justice by having him save the squads against Yuhaba's assault with pure spiritual pressure. But after that incredible sequence, he kinda just disappeared from the story completely. Now, while I am a bit disappointed that my favorite character in the entire series is currently just sitting there pissing in the wind, I already know that some way, somehow, he's going to be let out of that chair. And once that finally happens in this upcoming cour, I will be anything but ready. If there is anybody that knows the importance of Aizen and what he means to the entire Bleach fanbase, it's the mangaka that wrote him into existence. Whatever plan Kubo has for this character will be incredible, so let me calm down. Now, the final thing we can expect from this last season of the 1000-Year Blood War is the return of number 1. Not the remixed version that we were previewed to with the return of the Bleach anime, or that weird one that we got when Ichigo showed up to save Kenpachi. I mean the OG. The one that was ever present when Ichigo was going bananas back in the day. If you have ever seen a shonen anime end, then you should already know that for the finale, they bring back the main character's original iconic theme, as well as the very first opening from the series. So yeah, also expect Asterisk by Orange Range to make a return as well. But with all that said, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that's going to do it for this one. There's probably at minimum about 20 more expectations I could list here, but in an effort to not spoil any more than I probably already accidentally have, I figured I'd just leave it there. So, thank you all very much for watching. I hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with the notifications on. And in the comments down below, let me know what you're most excited to see in this final season, and what do you think should absolutely happen. Anyway, I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody!